Hello there, this is Mr. Clark. I'm going to go over the final exam review part one, and just to show you, there's going to be four different topics on the final. I chose the similar triangles, find a missing side, and then we're going to do congruent triangles. And then on part two of the review, we're going to do trigonometry, find a missing side, and we're going to do trigonometry, finding the missing angle. So that's what's going to be on your final. I know you're sad that I didn't put every single topic on there. That's what we're putting on there. Okay, so for the similar triangles, if you're trying to find a missing side, x, right, you're going to set up some ratios. And I put some fractions here. Let me make that a little larger. Why is it not getting larger? There we go. All right, so we're going to use that one. Let me just copy this real quick here. I'll do three, and you could do the other three. Okay, so we're going to set up some ratios. We have 21 and x in the same position. So we can put 21 over x. Okay? 21 over x, same position. Now from this triangle, since we started with the 21 here, we'll start with 6. 6 over 4. 6 over 4. All right. Okay, so now we have that. We're going to cross multiply. We're going to do the x times the 6, which is just 6x. And that's going to equal 21 times 4. See how we're cross multiplying? I don't think I could draw a line on here, but cross multiplying. This times this times this. So 4 times 21 is 84. All right, so we got that now. And now we need to solve it for x. Now we have a 6 here, right? So let me bring this over here. Let me do this on Jamboard so I can manipulate this a little more. And paste. No, that's not working. All right, let me try that again. Okay. Let me pull it over here. Okay, there we go. So you can see what we did here. We cross multiplied this times this, and we did this times this. Okay. Now we need to divide. We need to divide both sides by 6 to get rid of the 6. So I'm going to divide both sides by 6, and that's pretty small. Let's see here. That's better. Divide both sides by 6. Divide that side by 6, and divide this side by 6. All right. So these sixes cancel here. That goes away. That goes away. All right. And we're left with this here. We're left with x is going to equal. What is 84 divided by 6? It is 14. 14. There we go. That's number one right there. 14. So I'll just write that down into here. Good. So the next one is going to be done similarly. We have x and a 9 in the same position. They're sitting in the same area. So we're going to put x over 9. And then we're going to use this 20 and the 8. You see how we put x on top? So we're going to put 20 on top. 20 over 8. And then we're going to cross multiply again. So we're going to have x times 8, which is just 8x, right? X times 8. Then 9 times 20, which is going to equal 180. Right? And what do we do next? We're going to divide both sides by 8. And I'll just, I can't draw this on here, but I assume you know what I'm talking about from the last one I did. Divide by that number. You're dividing by 8 on both sides, right? So it goes away on that side because you divide by 8. Now, the next side is 180 divided by 8, and that's going to be 22.5. All right. Okay. I'll do one more. And number 3. So number 3, I'm going to solve for x again. And let me adjust this here a little bit. You can see it. Okay, so again, we're setting up a ratio. We got 40 and x's in the same spot. So we can put 40 over x. And then we have, we can use either 20 over 4 or 30 over 6. Either way, it's going to be the same thing. So I'm going to do 20 over 4. See how the 20 and the 4 are in corresponding positions? Go to 20 over 4. 20 over 4. Okay. And then, so we're going to do the same thing we did last time. Cross multiply. Let me just make sure I set up right. 40 over x. 20 over 4. That's good. Okay, so we're going to do 20 times x, which is just 20x. 40 times 4, 160. Divide both sides by 20, just like we did on this one, right? Divide by whatever's in front of x on both sides. This times it's 20. 160 divided by 20, that'll give you 8. Oops, there you go. And you can always check this in your calculator. You got an x here, right? So 40 divided by 8, because you know that's going to be 8. 40 divided by 8 is 5, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. So you know they're equal, right? If that doesn't work, then you know you did something wrong. So there's the first section. All right, so the next section, I'll do 2 of these, I think. The next section is congruent triangles. And we need to say, these are going to be congruent. I'm not giving you any that aren't congruent. So I'm going to put this in Jamboard because it's going to be easier to do this. So there's I'll do 7 and 8. 7 and 8. All right, so looks something like this. All right, so we need to have a justification. Why are these congruent? Well, let's see. Now we know that these angles, this angle here, see it has a little slash through it, 1 slash, and this angle here has 1 slash. So those are congruent. Those are the same measurement, right? And then down here, we have this angle is the same measurement as this angle, right? Because they have the 2 slashes. Now, they share this side, so, you know, those sides are going to be equal because it's the same side. So our justification, we have an angle, we have a pair of angles, a pair of sides, and a pair of angles, right? Angle, side, angle. That's it. ASA. There we go. Angle, ASA, angle, side, angle. That's the justification. If we have that, we know they're congruent. All right, now you got to put the congruent statement. Now you can do this in a number of ways. You can start with A, D, or C. I'm going to just start, I'll say A, call the one triangle ABC. You don't have to do it in that order. But, so if I put ABC, what's important now is the second triangle. If I start with A, on here I have to start with A because you see how the angles A on both triangles are the same. So I will say A. And now the next letter I had here was B. And you see how B is here and D is here. Those are going to be the same. You see how it's reflected across that line there. These angles are going to be the same. So they have to go in the same order. Here's B. Here's D. Okay, there we go. E. And angle C over here, they share, it's the same angle, C and C on both triangles there. So I'm going to put a C. There you go. So there's a congruent statement. And you have to draw a little triangle. Let me see if I drew them in all the examples. No, I didn't. right? So you have to draw it like this down here. I didn't put it in for you, but I put it on these two. Okay. And the next one we have, let's see here. What do we have that's congruent? We have this angle is congruent to this angle. See, it has the 1/. We have this side and this side here. They're congruent. And this side and this side are congruent, right? So we have these are congruent. I think we have these are congruent. And we have these are congruent. There we go. Now, that's looking a little messy now. Let me get rid of some of that stuff. Okay. So now what we have here, you got to go in order. You have a side here, right? An angle and a side. Now don't go like angle side and then go all the way around the triangle to the other side, right? That's a long way. You got to take the shortest way, shortest route. You have this angle and two sides connected to it. So you start here, side, angle, side. So your justification is side, angle, side. SAS. That's your justification, side, angle, side. Okay, so now you write your congruent statement. I won't do ABC this time. I'll do it like CBA. Okay, let's do it that way. You can do it. You can start with any letter you want here. I'll just do the top triangle. I'll do CBA. So angle C on the other triangle is over here. See, that's the one we didn't even deal with yet, right? You can see it's the one over here. Angle C is congruent with D, right there. Right? So then we'll start the next one with D. D. And then angle, okay, now we have the next angle. So I did CB, right? CBA. And you see A goes with F, right? So go CBA. This one's going D, E, F. You want to put F next because F doesn't go with B, right? F goes with A, as you can see here. So D, E, F. There we go. And that's how you do it. So that's the first part of the review, and you'll have some questions like that on your final.